Hey guys, it's Tabatha, and this week I want to talk about how to handle stress. And for me, this is something that I'm currently dealing with, but also I've had to deal with my entire life. And I literally mean my entire life because my mom would tell me stories about how when I was in her womb, she could feel my stress. So I've legitimately been stressed out my entire life. So with that, over the past 20 years, I've had to learn how to handle it, and I've tried very different means and measures of handling stress and dealing with stress, being medication like antidepressant, anxiety pills, and just like emotionally like numbing out, sort of that route. And then there are times when I just like deal with it. There were times when I did just deal with it, when I didn't like try anything to like express what I was feeling. I just kept it. I'm in my mind, where I'm just stressed out and I have all this stuff to do, but I have to do it, so I'm not going to complain about it. And most of the time I put all the stress on me because I take in a lot of like jobs, and I do a lot of like things that all happen to be at the same time. And so a lot of the time it's just like me putting stress on myself, but there are like outside factors, of course, that always play a part in it. And the thing that I've learned that helps me now in my last year of life is to not bottle it up. When you're feeling stressed out, tell people about it. Don't complain about it to where it's like the only thing that you talk about, but tell someone, like say, hey, like I'm you don't have to say it like this, but say like I'm stressed out and I have things to do, and just express what you're feeling and what you're thinking so that you're not trapped in yourself, because that will be like ultimately your destruction, is when you're trapped in yourself. Actually, there in a book I have to read for class, there's talking about the destruction of America's hegemony, and basically what it said is that an empire's biggest or worst enemy is really itself. Internally, it's more apt to fall than externally, especially with a huge entity like America. It's more apt to collapse due to itself, like that of Rome. That was an internal destruction. So you should talk about it. Second thing to do is to plan it out and write out what you have to do, and plan accordingly. Have a set time when like you have a lot of activities going on. Have a time to just do nothing and make yourself do nothing. Like that's a very big struggle for me, because when I have something to do, I do it. Like that's just been a lesson that my parents have taught me, is like you have the dishes to wash the dishes, and then like you can do other things, or clean your room and then you can go do other things, or do your homework and then you can go do other things, because when you do it first, then you don't have to worry about it afterwards. Which sometimes like you can have time, like an hour or so, to just do nothing, and make sure you do nothing, like nothing in like a work sense. If you want to watch TV, you can watch TV, like whatever helps you relax. I actually had to struggle with that yesterday, because at the university I go to, we have So there's a spring trimester, there's an independent study program, which is, well, it's just very unique to our university. It's very difficult to explain. And then there's like the summer trimester after that. And I've literally not had a break since March, because I was in spring trimester, and then I did the independent study, and now I'm currently in the summer trimester, and I haven't had a break. And I mean, with school I haven't had a break, and with other like work and things of that external events happening, there's a lot. So yesterday I made an appointment to go take my cats to get fixed, which was very stressful in and of itself, because that is literally the longest my cats have ever been outside of the house, except for when I went to go get them from their homes and take them to my home, and that was over a year ago. Like, they have never been outside the house, so it was very stressful to like take them to a different place and deal with all of that, like having them not in my care and like knowing that they're freaked out. And not going to get on a long tangent about my cats, but I was very stressed out about that. And then I have like projects going on right now in school, in my classes in school, that I'm just like, I don't, like, there's just a lot going on, and it's very like, it's exciting, and I'm very grateful for it all because of like the outcomes that can come from it. But it is stressing me out, man. But yesterday I had to make myself not work, which sounds weird, but I needed like an hour and a half is basically what I took to just like do nothing. And I was going to take a nap because I was tired, but I kept imagining my cats like on an operating table, and it was not working, so I just like forced myself to not work until after my alarm went off, which was hard because I was like, well, I'm awake, might as well do it now. But I just made myself relax, and that's helped out a lot. And then there's the third thing. So again, talk to someone about it, plan a time to relax. And the third thing, which to me is the most important out of all three like things, is to pray and to read the Bible and to really like lean on God in these sort of times, because He ultimately is the peace to our chaos. There are actually 2 verses in the Bible that I have sewn on my heart and sealed on my arm to make references to the Bible, but that I always try to remind myself of and push to the forefront of my conscience when I am stressed out like I currently am. And those are Philippians 4:6, which says to be not anxious, but in everything by supplication and thanksgiving unto the Lord, like pray about it and stuff, and give thanks for whatever is going on. And also that through Christ, like, we have peace, which is a very bad paraphrase of verse 7 because I can't think of it right now. But then there's also Zephaniah 3:17, which is my favorite verse of all time, because it says, at the beginning, it says that the Lord is a victor over all, and that He sings praises over His people, and He pours out His love on us. And this is a paraphrase again, but just the image of, because when I hear that, I think of a father or a mother, usually a father, singing over his children as they go to sleep. Because it says He quiets them with His love. And He sings So later on in the next few verses, it describes the kind of praises that God sings over his beloved, and it's as big as one of the festivals that they have. Like, it's as loud and as boisterous as the festivals that the Israelites had, that the Jewish people have. And that's just amazing to me that, the creator of our world says, I see you as you are, and I love you enough to sing praises over you. Like, the Lord, not to make us like big-headed because we are so unworthy of it, but he praises us because we've chosen to be with him, and he has so much love for us that he doesn't want us to feel stressed out. He understands that it's something that we have to go through, but he's given us a way, as in everything, he's given us a way out of it and to not feel that way. And we just have to make the conscious decision and choice to just hand it over to him and express to him how we're feeling and what's going on. Obviously he already knows, but he, as moms know everything, and they still want their children to say, hey mom, I got this problem. God's the same way. He knows everything, but he wants us to express everything to him. And that's everything. When we're mad, when we're upset, when we're depressed, when we are stressed out, when we are happy, when we are in love, when we're whatever, he wants that very deep and intimate relationship. And that makes me think of a quote that was in a book I read. I think it was from a book. Obviously it's from a book at some point. But where I read it, I don't really remember where I read it, but it said that God doesn't have favorites, he has intimates. And that means a lot to me. It's that, God doesn't say I like you more than I like you. It's us saying I like God more than I like you. We're looking more towards God than other people and other things. And we choose to have that deep, intimate relationship with God. And that to me, that is the biggest thing that helps me deal with my stress. Because I have people who I'll tell them I'm stressed out, and they will call me right after, pray over me and stuff. And I really appreciate that, but it doesn't always take the stress away. And planning time to relax is very good for my mental health and my physical health, but it doesn't always take the stress away. What takes the stress away is remembering God and his love and mercy and leaning on him and not on my own accord. So yeah, I think that's pretty much a good way on. For me, it's been very effective in handling stress. So, if you'd like more information, check out my blog on my website at tabithacatherine.squarespace.com. Thank you.